Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again. And this time I wanted to try out this idea. This is a photo that I took, and I just like the idea of the glow, and then I'm questioning myself, how am I going to paint it? And I've been thinking about it as I've been looking at the picture, because I tend to paint it before I've painted it. Let's just put that up there. If you wanted to take a still of this and you wanted to have a go yourself, then there you go. It's probably the best I can get. It might be the best on that camera. It's reflective. But anyway, you can always make your own up. I'll just put this back on here. Courage. So my first thought is, well, just start chucking paint on the canvas. I mean, how do you do it? How do you do paintings anyway? You just chuck paint on the canvas, don't you? So I'm going to start by actually doing a bit of a sketch. Now, luckily, because this is lined up, I can just go wee like that with some paint. So let's get a little bit of paint. Always start with a little bit, because then it doesn't matter. A little bit of paint goes a long way. Somewhere around there. It doesn't matter if it's not the same, because at the end of the day I'm not going to paint this like it's a photo. That's something that I've done in the past for myself, and it is fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, because it is, but it's not what I really want to do personally. I want to paint paintings. I don't want to just copy photos. That's basically what I'm saying. I want the freedom, you see. The freedom. I can use my brush to measure. Something like that. It's about there. Something like that anyway. And then we can do the same for where the windows are. Put a bit of a line. Just do a quick measurement actually. So we've got the right position for that. So it needs to come out a lot more. I thought it did. Yeah, it'll be alright. I should have really started with a ruler if I was going to get technical about things. That's not right, is it? That's got to be there. That's about there. The roof is higher than where I've put it though, isn't it? It's about there. Anyway, we can play with that as we go. this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. I'm going to scrub some of my brown. This is just... what actually is it? Well, it's Van Dyke Brown. That's Van Dyke Brown that I'm scrubbing on. That's all it is. Getting my roof scrubbed in. I'm going to go with a roof to there, I don't mind. You'll find a lot of painters paint in different ways, and I wouldn't worry about it too much because there's loads of ways to create the same thing. And to be honest, you can always rectify something. There's no point in your painting that you can't rectify it, so I do not worry. Worrying is for the weak. I ain't got time to worry. Don't have time for that. It's a waste of energy, isn't it, really? Right, let's have a look at this. What we got here? It's about 4 away. I think we'll go with that. About there. Where the door is. Oh, it is now. Right, that's got that started, hasn't it? We need a sky. I mean, it's a heck of a lot to do. Sky. So I've got my palette left over from the painting before that I cling filmed, so hopefully all the paints are okay. The colours I've got on the palette, well, Van Dyke Brown, there's a little bit of Prussian Blue left, Alizarin Crimson, Naples Yellow, there's some green, which I don't know, might use it, Viridian Green, some Venetian Red, Cadmium Orange, Cadmium Yellow, Titanium White, and there's some Ultramarine Blue here, because I wanted that instead of the Prussian Blue. So I put it on. So there we go. Tend to be warm here, cool over here, and then a random Naples Yellow and a random green. But use whatever colours you want. Sky. So what I might do for my sky, I might make a grey, some brown, ultramarine blue, some Van Dyke Brown and white. So if you're wondering about Van Dyke Brown, it's what they tend to do, because they don't use what they used to use for Van Dyke Brown. So what they use now is 2 pigments. They use burnt umber and ivory black. So thinking about that, when you use Van Dyke Brown, think that it's going to be greyed brown because of the black in it. So here we go. So when you mix it with your blue, look at that, you get a nice greyish blue, which I think, dropped a brush. I think it looks fantastic. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a good starting colour for the sky. So we'll put that in. So I'm not using any medium either, if you're wondering. I'm not using a medium, just using paint straight out the tube on a canvas that I've pre-gessoed. Well, I'm pretty sure I pre-gessoed it because the paint's going on quite well. I know what happens when you don't pre-gesso a canvas. I mean, depending on the canvas, of course. Some companies do a nice prime on their canvas and some don't. Some of them are rubbish. So I just give it a gesso before I use it to make it more usable for me. I'm just going to go straight across. I know there's a chimney there, but what does it matter? Got to make the cake first, don't we? Make the cake. You make the cake, which is all this stuff. Just getting some more blue and brown. Blue and brown. Yeah, this is all making the cake. And then when you start putting all the little light spots in, the details, that's like icing on the cake, isn't it? That's your icing on the cake. That's why you get painters saying, "Oh, don't do your details first. Do you do your details?" And you're like, "Oh, why not? Why not? Why not?" Because you're making a cake, remember? No, I'm not. I'm doing a painting. Right, let's get some more of this brown. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Dark, 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 dark. Chimney. I'll do for that one. This chimney pot, chimney pot, chimney pot. See, something else that I do now, which I didn't used to do. I'm so what's the best way of explaining it? Like that, I wouldn't have accepted that chimney. I would have gone and piddled around with it for ages, but I quite like what I've done there. It's basically the shape, and that'll do me. And if that makes sense, I used to be very, very strict and go, "Oh, I need to do this, need to do that," and before you know it, you've made a right pig's ear of it. Going back to the cake analogy, you're basically over baking it. You can tell I went to catering college, can't you? It's all about cake making. Why aren't you making a cake now if you went to catering college? Because I really wanted to go to art school, and I didn't go because I didn't think you could make any money as a painter. And as it turns out, you can't. Oh dear, I'm in a funny mood today. I'm enjoying myself, that's why. I like to joke around when I'm painting. It's alright, I've got a day job. I'm a busy bee in the supermarket, putting the fruit and veg out. But I have ambitions to be the greatest painter in the world. That's right, ambition. Nothing like a bit of ambition though, is there? Ambition can keep you going, it can keep you pushing the limits of your own skill. You see that line? That's good enough. That is good enough. Even incomplete lines I'm accepting. Incomplete or complete, does it matter? Does it matter? Does the person that looks at this painting, will they be bothered, really? Yes. Ooh, I'm liking that so far. We're starting to get somewhere. Now then, we need to get a nice dullish colour to scrub in the whole building, I think. And then we can add in the darks and lights afterwards. So we want something that's not going to be I know what I might do. A bit of the old Venetian red. Oh yes, all the masters use Venetian red, you know what? All the masters do. A bit of brown in it. God, yes. Fantastic. Venetian red and brown. Whew. Ooh, God, delightful. It's not a bad colour actually for the light areas. Don't think for the rest of the painting, but for the light, for like these areas, I think that would be a nice, nice beginning colour. Just go straight over where the windows are, it doesn't really matter. Oops. I can sort that out. When you go over areas, grab some of the paint that you was doing for the sky and just go whoop like that. See? Fixed. Trying to see if my camera is actually focused or not. It's on autofocus, so hopefully it works. So we're going a bit more of the brown as we come away, like down here. So I'll have more brown in it. But again, not get bogged down because we need to start doing this bit as well, and that's a lot darker. So I might, for the sake of gotta remember, we can add the windows afterwards, don't worry about the windows for now. Just thinking about the light areas at the moment, where they are and what they're going to do and how they're going to spring up. That's better, isn't it? Now, bit more of the old Venetian. Yeah, there. So you make a decision where you want your light, and when you've got a picture like I've got, then you've got something to go on. But if you haven't and you're just making it up, then you've got more decisions to make, haven't you? And where you want your light to be. Because things are going to get even brighter when I start putting some more paint on there, but for now, that doorway is about there. I think it's about there. Yeah, did I move the door to make it better? I think I did, didn't I? Okay, we'll move the door back over here. I think I moved it over here because it was a bit too far off the idea of where the painting is. Because if I had the door over there, it's going to almost fall off, isn't it? I don't want it to fall off. Anyway, there we go. Nice bit of light. Nice bit of light, and then we can get a bit more of this umber in the middle. Darken things. Calling it umber, it's Van Dyke Brown. Oh, there's a light on the side of this building as well. We'll decide whether we're going to put that on. As we block everything in. Yeah, I hope these painting episodes, they give you some inspiration of what you can do, because that's what I really want to do. Is I don't really want to say do this, do that when I do paintings, because I want you to be able to create your own way of doing things, and that's what makes a good painter. Someone who just gets inspired, because I look at other painters and get inspired, and then I come out with my own. And I want you to, if you're watching this and you're learning to paint, that's what I hope for, to add a bit of inspiration to your life, and then maybe it gets you to pick up the paints and have a go at doing a painting. People show me some of their paintings they do, and I'm always amazed, you know. I'm always amazed. I'm like, wow, that's inspired me. And that's good, isn't it? 'Cause we'll inspire each other then. And then we can marvel at the masters. I'm always marvelling at the masters as well. More than light colour. I'm going to change the sign. I'm going to have it there. Back to some dark. Yeah, I'm a fan of a lot of painters, you know. A lot. A lot. I do like a lot of them. I really like Munnings. Sir Alfred Munnings. What a painter. Now he's a painter. That's a painter to aspire to for me. To be able to paint like that. Does some amazing horse paintings. I think he was the head of the academy at one time as well. Of course, I'm no academy artist, but we can still be a fan. Get a bit of dark in there, create like a shape of sorts for the behind. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's coming, isn't it? We're getting somewhere. It'd be nice to have the ground plane oranged in. That'll give us a bit more to work with. Let's get some more of that Venetian red. Venetian red. If you haven't got Venetian red, then, well, you're not the true artist, are you? Joking, of course. Use burnt sienna, it's quite close. They're both ground, both from the ground, natural pigments, rust. So, it's very similar. See how it gets darker as it comes out. Now you could do this with a bigger brush if you wanted. And you could do it in half the time I've been scrubbing in this paint. Or you could do it in a smaller brush and take twice the time. Right, where are we? I think, well, we're in a really good position now, aren't we? We've got stuff really starting. I think I'd like to put a bit of lighter colour and also darker colour. I think I'll make the windows dark first. So I've got some squares there. And then I can put light on top of that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So, just black and brown. Just black and brown on the brush. Black and brown on the brush. And what sort of distance have we got to that window? Let's use a brush. I'm going to use a brush to just have a look. It's about there. I think it's there. It's like that. Now, things to remember as a painter, things for you to think about, things that are not perfect are actually good. I think that because I've seen some fantastic works of art, absolutely fantastic. And every brushstroke isn't perfect. Some are not, and some seem to be a little bit off. And you'll probably think to yourself, well, that brushstroke's not quite right, so I need to straighten that up a bit. But then you start losing the magic of your original brushstroke, and that can be a problem. The problem is, I think I've put the light in the wrong place. Let's just check. On the end of the building, yeah, that window's there. Oh, well, it's not far off. This is a smaller window. And then this window here, a bit wider. Because the more you've put in, the more like things like that window. You've got that window in now, and you've got this window in. You can start getting things going a bit better. The magic of painting. The magic of painting. Let's use this brush to measure this one as well. So that goes to the middle. The brush with no hair goes to the middle of the window. So it's about 2 skiggly boos this way and 2 skiggly boos this way. And that light is more over there. And then down here is what is straight down there. See? See how easy this is, really? I mean, some people, they're scared of painting cabins, but you know, if you do something like this, you're going to find painting a cabin no problem at all. Don't be afraid to make a bad painting. Don't be afraid to use your paints. That's something that I used to do. I used to be scared of using my own paints because they cost money, don't they? Well, I can't use them. It's going to cost me money. What if I make a right pixie of it? Right, there we go. How are we doing? How are we doing? We're doing alright, aren't we? We're enjoying ourselves, we're painting like the wind. We need a light though. We have thoughts of putting the light within the window as well. I might put them in afterwards. Yeah. Right, let's start putting... Well, the first thing I wanted to do, because I don't really want this to be just all like the way it is, so I think it'd be quite nice to have a bit of white in it and a bit of blue in it. Well, while I've got this going, I might do the sky. Yeah, let's get the sky going. Got some white and blue. There's a bit of brown in there, but that's alright. So I want to get some different strokes in the sky. Change things up a little bit. Think about how you want your sky to be. How you can use these colours to accentuate things. Just sort of sit back, have a look at that. Always sitting back, having a look. Always to try and improve what you've got going. It's raining outside, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, it's chucking it down. So I won't be sitting out there painting today. Let's sit back, have a look at that. I quite like that actually. I want a bit of a duller version as well. Sort of having a look at that. I quite like that. I might leave that. Pull my chair back, try not to fall off. Get a bit more light. A bit more. Yeah, I think I'll leave that at the sky. I think that's enough for me. Let's wipe my brush. Let's get a bit of paper and just give that a wipe. Try not to get paint all over you, like I just did. Wipe the old paint off my face. Right, so now I think that's quite a good start. I'm really liking this actually. Enjoying it already. I'm enjoying it already. I'm going to exaggerate some colours as well. Yeah, you always see things when you're painting it that you didn't see before, and now I've seen things as I'm doing it. I'm like, So let's get some yellow and orange. Yellow and orange, let's make a sort of a real warm. Actually, let's get some red in it. Start with this. I think I'll start with this. So our light source is there. It lights this up here. And it goes all the way along like that. I'm thinking not to go like that. Get rid of some of that. There we go. That's better. Now I want some light. Because the light is there, isn't it? There. So I'm going to put some of this light here. Some red in it. Red and orange. It sort of dies away as it comes down. So you load your brush with the paint at the top, and then as it comes down, you can have a little less. Now I've got kind of paint on the top, so I can use that to give sort of a little light that's going hitting some areas, but not all of it. So it kind of goes along like that. Like that. Quite like that. Dark area. More light here. Taking it out to there. And kind of sort of breaks this here and over here, like that, and a bit along there. Throw in a bit more of the yellow. On that one. A bit more yellow. On there. Now I'll move on to the other one on this side, which is that there. Get some of the cadmium red there. There. And this one's there. And there's a light there and there. And there's also a light here. There's a light there. Just do one brush stroke. It's what it's all about sometimes. Just the one. And there's light. The light coming across. Whoops. Something like that. I want to get these windows. I want to get these windows in as well. They're actually not that bright. Yeah, they're kind of a brownie. I might put a bit of crimson in my brown. That's not a bad colour. So that was just crimson, brown and a bit of Naples yellow. Crimson, brown, Naples yellow. It's not too bad. We'll try it anyway. Have a go at doing these windows. You could use a smaller brush if you wanted. I'm a bit lazy, I like using the same brushes for everything. I can always tidy it up just doing a brush stroke over it. That as well. See how it works though, having the dark already there. Like I said, I'm not going to be too detailed here. It's all about light. Okay. There's actually a plant covering that windowsill bit. That's quite good. It's quite simplistic but effective. And then there's a bit of a thing that sticks out there. Put that in. Oh, and there's one there. In fact, there's one on all of them. What is it, a coping stone, isn't it? It's coping with a weight. There isn't one on the door, but I think there should be. There is now, anyway. Right, let's just sit back, have a look, think about things. So we've got some plants. I'm going to put a dull I want a dull colour, that's not too dull. I'm trying to make a dull Naples yellow in with the brown. And the blue will help, a little bit of blue. Yeah, that does help a bit. I want a little bit of a colour just to give this something rather than just staying as is. It needed something to me. Okay, that gives it something. Definitely giving it something. Let's get some dark. I think a little bit of the blue and brown. Just a little bit of the blue and brown. We've got a pot there. And there's one here. One there, we'll put in, there's a couple of electrical boxes there, but I don't want them. I'm just going to have a pot there instead. And then there's one here. Some pots on the wall. There's a pot here, hanging there. There's one there, and there's one there. Okay, and now just use the dark to get things started. The old plants. And there's a box there as well with a tree in it. Hint of green there. Hint of green. I think there's probably another pot there, so let's put that in. Okay, sit back, have a look at that. And there's a lamppost here, I'm not having that in it. So there's things that I start seeing more. Wipe my brush. So I think I'll start putting the light now in the windows, and then in the window frames. So there's a nice bit of warm light in this window. Bit of yellow, bit of orange. Put it in there. That'll do. Then here as well. In this room as well there is. It's kind of like a secondary light. I might throw some in the door. I might change the door and have the light going in like a door panel there. Yeah, something like that. So I've got my smaller brush. Going to be sneaky and get this smaller brush and some orange and yellow. I'm going to start lighting certain areas so it's getting light on this side of the window. Really load my brush. Something like that. I might even put those little the extra small lines in. Yeah, I quite like that. Now, I need some dark for this bit there and the bit underneath. Okay, now this window has got a bit of light on the top there. And a bit on the top there. And there's a bit there and there. I'll leave it at that for that window. This window got some orange along there, and there, and there, and a bit on the inside there. I changed my mind on those. I don't like them. I prefer the bigger windows. Makes it look a bit older. And we want a bit of light because that light's hitting this bit of the window, a bit of the wall, like that. And there and there. And keep going. Oh, that piece of coping stone, bit of light on it. Like that, I like that. And that one. This window. Light going. Oops, I messed that up a bit. Got some of this dark under there. Carry on with this. Like that. It's looking quite interesting. I'm quite enjoying this. I might get some red on this brush. Get some proper red and just give that a bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to get some pure Naples yellow. Nice pure Naples yellow and go shing to the light. Shing. So I keep some of my red for the glow part and then have the yellow on the top. Same with these lights here. And this light here. That's probably going to light up this side of the building a bit more. Now using this brush I can pull this light out a bit. Okay. This one, the orange. Yeah. Now, use a bit of the crimson, bit of that crimson, and put in a few leaf flowers on this plant there, and this plant there. Okay, and then some of the Naples yellow. Just throw Naples yellow and the red, and I can add the light onto it where the light's hitting the plants. Not so much there, a little bit there. See that? Bit there. Quite a lot there. A few there. And a bit more on this one. So we've got the plants going. I might do a little bit on that. Yeah, there we go. Now then. Bit of dark underneath the windows. Got this doorway. It's kind of warm, there we go. That's better, I'll leave that. It's darker on that side. And then got the steps in. Well, actually, let's put some light inside. A little bit of light there. Just to show that there is. Don't think I'll do any more there. A bit of light here on this step and on this step. A bit dark. Now I've got to question myself on whether I want these lines, parking lines. I think it makes the painting too young. I don't think I'm going to do them. We've got some shadow here though. We've got some shadow there, and there, and there, and that. I might pick up a little bit of dark. On my small brush. It's just blue and brown. Just blue and brown on this brush. Spin it so you get a bit of a point. And then I can do this. That's enough for that light. And then this light here. And this one here. Just give it an indication that there's brackets there. And then on this doorway as well, I want to do that. Okay, and it works. A bit of a letterbox there. I'll go with that. Now what I wanted to do as well, while we're at it, is use a bit of the blue and brown to add more to this roof rather than just be dull. I'd rather there be hints of blue in it. And I'm going to do the same in this ground over here. Add a bit of blue in it. And this can be okay, a few brush strokes in the ground as well, just so it's not just boring. Something like that. Sit back, have a look. Quite enjoyed doing that actually. It's a challenge, it's fun though. It is a fun one. You'll enjoy it if you ever go at painting it, you'll enjoy it. Or ever go at painting something like it. I could be doing this forever, you know, because I'm at the point where I don't really need my reference. So I tend to take it down and then look at my painting instead, because now it's different, isn't it? It's not that photo anymore, it's something different, it's completely different. And I want to get some dark in above that there. Just to show light fittings again, and I think it would be nice as well. Is get a little bit of this red and go a bit of red on the underside of that. I might use a knife actually. Yeah, that works quite well. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm quite happy with it. I've enjoyed myself. worked quite hard, and now I'll call this one finished. So thanks very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you an idea what you could do when you get your paints out. So I'll see you in another one. Cheers, bye.